All right, howdy, howdy, howdy. Zachariah Scott here with another quick source filmmaker tutorial. All right, let's cut the bullshit. It's been a long time, man. It's been rough. It's been years. But I'm back. I'm gonna try and do some more tutorials. I'm stepping into the 21st century. I got myself an iPhone 4S and a Tumblr account and a Twitter, and I'm ready to go. So, it would be awesome if you followed me on the Twitter. That'd be nice. Just trying to get my reach out a bit, and trying to rebuild this channel in a way that's, I guess, more what my viewers want. So, I'm cleaning things up. I'm going to try and have less work in progress things getting uploaded. But that's how it goes. If a project that I'm working on is in progress but is going to be changed a lot, I will usually end up posting that work in progress. So a lot of you guys might have the misconception that I don't finish anything. And sometimes you would be right, but really it's more that I'm trying to find for myself some sort of higher level of artistic expression. And as bullshit as that sounds, that's just kind of where I've been for a long time now. And so what that leads me to is a lot of, well, let's step back a second. The other side of this coin, I mean, on one hand, I'm pursuing a higher artistic vision, but on the other hand, source filmmaker is a great stress killer for me, man. It's calming. So I end up starting a lot of projects just to try and do a thing, like the one that we're looking at right now, and I will soon be going into. But sometimes they're going somewhere, sometimes they're not. Sometimes I kind of have a plan for them, and halfway through I realize that there's a much better way to do things. And so I'll take a step back and look at it, and I'll come back to it when the time is ripe. Like, for example, I did that with the Overwatch project. You saw, possibly, I posted it up. It's got Roadhog and Junkrat driving around in a car. It's pretty cool. I really, really like it, and I'm really stoked to finish it as I have time. But what basically happened there was I realized, oh crap, Overwatch is getting updated all the time. So if I just hold off for a little bit, maybe the right assets will fall in my lap. And in a recent update, they dropped Police Diva, which is exactly what I had always originally wanted for that whole sequence. Because I just want a cop chase, and I want Diva, and I want Roadhog, and they're great. And now I can. So it's, if you see something that's a work in progress, please don't get annoyed by it. Instead, just look at it as a peek behind the curtain. So yeah. As for where I've been, I guess I should get a little bit into that, because it's been a while. I've had a rough year, or two. I was working for a company called Motika, and I was laid off as part of a larger studio reduction in January of last year, or February, sorry. And coincidentally with that, I had some serious health complications. If you've seen my previous things, maybe you've heard me talk about how I have injuries to my intestines from a truck accident, and my gallbladder's gone and all that. I think actually, one of my Saxies, I was in the hospital, and great, huge props go out to James McPhinney, who uploaded it from my apartment while I was in the hospital. It's a rough time for me sometimes. Sometimes I'm in a dark place, and sometimes source filmmaker is my only outlet. So it is how it goes. But in January, February of last year, something with my health went off a cliff, and I've had a really, really hard time recovering. I basically lost pretty much everything I have. So I got my family a little bit. and I got my friends, and I still have most of my mind, but you know, it's rough. Getting hit by unexpected things. Um, just to kind of go into it a little bit further, because I'm sure people might ask questions. What the deal is there is I have issues with my digestive system, which I guess some antibiotics or something screwed up all of my gut flora or whatever. The bacteria in your gut that makes things digest good. Because all of a sudden, and the antibiotic, if you're curious, was azithromycin. Be careful if you have digestive issues with that one. It also doesn't help that I don't have an appendix either anymore, since that's where the good gut bacteria hides and all that. And before you go off saying, oh, Zach, take probiotics. No, actually now the problem I have is probably bacteria overgrowth. But long story short, pretty much everything I ate would send me into these attacks. If you've ever had gallstones, it's pretty much like that. That's what it was like for me when I had gallstones, like somebody sticking a knife right into your guts. And the reason for that is because these attacks are basically my intestines swelling up at the multiple surgery sites. I have 5 surgery sites in my intestines, and suddenly now they get very irritated. And I might have mentioned a botched surgery a while back when I was in Canada, and that basically bathed my guts in bile, and that took a long time to recover from. And I think what happened is a lot of the protection from like pain and overstimulation around my intestines was stripped away at that point. Because when my intestines start freaking out, it's like the fight or flight response is very, very strong. And these things get crazy. They mess with my head. They'll put me in the hospital with extreme pain for weeks. I'm losing weight like crazy. I'm down to 125 pounds. I was 235 when all this started. And I've been trying to keep weight on. Like, it's not fun. It is uncool. But yeah, so I've been dealing with that, and it's one of those things that doesn't really have a cure, at least not one that is clear to me, because it's a mechanical issue. It's an issue with the way that my guts have healed, so there's no way to unscar tissue guts without doing a new surgery that'll create more scar tissue. And you can only do that so many times before a person ends up with short bowel syndrome, and that's where I'd end up. So it's been weird. I've had to readjust how I live my life, down to like the most fundamental level of like what I eat and how often I can, and whether or not a meal is going to put me in the hospital. So that's what's been going on. And you know, as you can expect, that messes with somebody's head a bit, and it's rough. But I'm back, and I'm trying to get things back together. So okay, so here's the great part, guys. So this whole time, it's not like I've not been screwing around in Source Filmmaker animating shit. I've been going full bore. I've started a group for a Metal Gear thing. I've animated a whole bunch of my own crap. And basically, I've got a lot of things that are pretty far along, and it's what I'm saying, guys, is stay subscribed, please. I'm gonna work on knocking these things out as they are, and they're pretty good. So yeah. And as I'm kind of teasing here, but this one's more of just a recap for me, I'll be doing a tutorial, and I'll be doing a series of tutorials, and as I find more things to explain, I will try my best to do so. So thanks for hanging out. So I'm going to end this opening and move along to part 1.